webcast this evening. I'm especially excited to welcome our first-time listeners because somebody asked you to get on this webcast this evening and you took time out of your busy schedule to do so. However, I believe that could be the single most important decision that you've made in your life, because the information that you're about to hear could potentially change your life the way it has mine and the many thousands of people who've been able to benefit from our firm or from our company. We recognize that in our society today, many people are struggling financially. We go to work, we work for many years, and we come out not prepared for retirement. And it's not because of a lack of products or product providers, but ultimately a lack of education. Because of that, many people are making crucial financial decisions without the prerequisite knowledge. So as a company, we provide that education. We sit down and help people gain the understanding needed. And as an ongoing commitment to providing that education, we have our proprietary book I'd like you to see called the Saving Your Future book, Basic Principles of Building a Financial Foundation. If you've never read this book, I'd urge you to request a complimentary copy from whoever invited you to this webcast today. It will serve as a wonderful vehicle to learn and maybe even a reference manual in the future. All right. But today, I want to talk about building your future, applying the concepts that we teach and what you may have learned in reading this book. I want to talk to you today about taking control of your money by learning and becoming a member of our wonderful firm. All right. So with that said, I want you to know why this is the time to take control of your future and take control of your money. We are facing challenging times today, ladies and gentlemen, and many people in North America will be challenged in four major areas. The first is an uncertain labor market. We're experiencing shorter and shorter productive life. Why? Because two major factors, automation and globalization. Those two things are putting enormous strains on the job market today. You look at powerful software and robots that are able to do the same jobs that you and I needed to do years ago. Those jobs are being replaced. You look at globalization. Because of the way information spreads today, what's happening overseas in Asia and emerging markets, we're learning about them right here. Those countries are able to provide the same products and services for a fraction of the cost. And today, part of our vocabulary now is downsizing, offshoring, mergers, acquisitions. And all this really means is that more and more workers are getting displaced and losing their jobs. Entire industries are becoming obsolete, right? Now, with this uncertain labor market, it's creating a shorter productive life, and many people will find that they only have gainful employment from their 20s to their 40s, and they may struggle to survive and retire beyond 40 into retirement, right? Many people may have to, if at all they're lucky to retire, because of low savings and high debt, may have to come back out of retirement hoping to find some employment just to be able to survive. You look at the high cost of education today, as well as a lack of proper preparation for college planning, that will hurt our younger generation and increase their college debt. And the social programs that we used to depend on as part of the industrial age, where we were taught to go to school, get good grades, come out and work for a company, and walk away with a nice pension plan, social security, and retirement plans waiting for you, those days are gone. Those programs, however, that we're still depending on, there's enormous pressure on the government to continue to support them because there's shrinking number of workers per retiree. These factors may result in the possibility of a tax increase in the future. So what we're finding is while we are living in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, many of us may still retire poor. So we can control our future. We must control our future. Nobody is more interested in our financial well-being than we are. Not the employer, not our government, not the union, not your banker, not your broker, not your children who are going to have their own set of challenges in the future. It's you and me. It's in our hands, and we can do it. Our mission here at World Financial Group is to help families create, build, preserve, and transfer wealth long term. But you can do this. You can make money. Many of us already know how to do that, but fewer know how to save that money. Even fewer know how to efficiently grow and accumulate their wealth, and just a fraction of our society know how to protect and protect their wealth and transfer it efficiently. What we're saying is that you can indeed become your own money manager. You can understand how money works and make your money work hard for you. And you can build up a strong financial foundation. You need to build a solid foundation, right? Starting with adequate protection for your life, for your health, and if you happen to become disabled, you want proper insurance protections for those key areas, followed by debt management. Debt is a form of financial slavery, and many people, because they're not able to manage their debt controls them. You want to get a hold on that. An emergency fund, 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses or your income set aside in the event of unforeseen circumstances. Losing a job today is an emergency. Falling sick is an emergency today. Natural disasters happening and affecting us are emergencies today. You want to have adequate emergency fund in place. And now that we're having even shorter and shorter productive life, it's even more imperative now that we build up our savings and grow our savings and investments and grow our retirement assets. You do this from the ground up. Unfortunately, most people build their financial house upside down, starting with little or no protection, lots of debt that they incur already coming out and getting into the workforce, no emergency fund, and then they prematurely invest in things they don't understand. And all it takes is an emergency or something beyond their control to happen. The whole thing comes crumbling down. So this is a new world. This is the era of the informed consumer, thanks to being in the information age. Information travels so fast today. And just like me, many of you out there, I'm sure, are certainly looking for ways to get better deals and save more money on the products and services that you use every day. I know for me, the idea of being a member is something I've been accustomed to, and millions of us have been accustomed to. Some of us here are Costco or Sam's Club members. We pay annually just to be able to enjoy some of those savings. Personally, I'm a 24-hour fitness gym member. I love the access to the equipment and the trainers. And I pay monthly, even though I don't look like I go to the gym, but I do pay. Some of us are members of so many things, looking for that camaraderie, looking to become a part of something. Well, our vision, right, is to build a new industry. We want to provide we want to revolutionize this industry and provide a new concept that assists people who want to help themselves in building their financial foundation. Thousands and thousands of people from all walks of life, regardless of gender, age, background, status, income, have been able to benefit from this platform by getting educated in all aspects of their personal finance, having access to hundreds of financial products and services, receive training and support to manage their money, save money on various products and services, earn commissions by getting licensed and sharing what they know with customers in this fast-growing industry. The truth, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can learn and simultaneously earn in this lucrative financial services industry. So let's start with some of the concepts that we share. Do you know how money works? If you're going to control your money and control your future, you need to start learning some of the concepts about how money works. And the first I'd love to share is the X-curve concept, which is the relationship between building wealth and decreasing responsibility. The degree to which we understand and apply this concept will determine how well we move ourselves from a less secure to a more secure situation. What it shows are two curves running in opposite direction. One is the law of building wealth, and it really is your investment curve. And the other is the law of decreasing responsibility, which is your insurance protection curve. While we are relatively younger, right, with a lot of responsibilities, we're generally less secure. We have parents, spouse, children, mortgage, credit cards, student loans, and so on. The income that we bring in today takes care of these responsibilities. And for most people, because they attempt to save what is left after spending, there's nothing left over. They're never really able to build this wealth, right? However, what the X-curve is saying is if you recognize that right now your asset or your investment is protection, calculating your protection need and protecting your responsibilities accordingly, like you ensure that you take care of your family. But you don't want to pay for that insurance protection for the rest of your life, because the older you get, the more expensive it becomes. By aggressively reducing the responsibilities, paying off the house, paying off the debt, getting the children independent, we have more money to keep. With more money to keep, understanding the wealth formula, we can build this wealth. Again, we must learn to spend what is left after saving, after paying ourselves first. And eventually we will find that we have amassed serious wealth and we're in a much more secure situation. In a nutshell, it just comes down to being responsible enough to take care of our families now through adequate protection, being disciplined and committed enough long-term in the future to build up our investments in our retirement. But how much protection should you have, and how much wealth at a minimum should you be looking to build? Well, there's a rule, a 10-20 rule that's well described in that book that I recommended, which says you may need at least 10 times your income to properly protect your family, and at least 20 times your income to have enough for retirement when you look at our low interest and high tax rate climate today. The second concept is the magic of compounding interest. If you are indeed going to build wealth, you need to put that money to work hard for you. And that's well illustrated with a concept called the Rule of 72, which explains the magic of compound interest. It says, if you divide the number 72 by the interest rate that you earned on your money, it will tell you how long it will take for your money to double. So let's assume that all of us on this webcast, all 100 plus of us, are 29 years old, each with $10,000. We're looking to put this money away, let it grow, so that by retirement, we can supplement our retirement income with that growth, okay? And we all happen to find a place where we would earn 4% on that money. 72 divided by 4 is 18. What this says is every 18 years, our money will double. So 18 years later, when we're 47, 10,000 doubles to 20. And 18 years later, when we're 65, 20 doubles to 40. You and I know it's already hard enough trying to survive off of 40 grand a year today, let alone attempting to work with a lump sum of 40 grand in retirement, right? That's unrealistic. So let's assume that we found a place where we could earn double the interest rate, not 4, but 8%. 72 divided by 8 is 9. And the net effect is that we have more iterations of 9 years than we do 18 years. And over the same time frame, by 65, that same 10,000 has grown to $160,000. Notice something. Doubling the interest rate didn't just double the potential yield, it quadrupled it. Let's look at 10%. If you were fortunate to find places, which, by the way, do exist, that can earn you 10% rate of return, your money doubles every 7.2 years. And again, over the same time frame, to $320,000. Notice something. It's still us. It's still the same $10,000 we're starting with in all three columns. It's even the same period of time. What changed? Where did we put this money? What kind of interest rate are we enjoying on this money? And here's what happens in real life for most of us. Many of us will barely save. And when we do, we put our money in places where we earn 4% or less. The average investor, in spite of their different savings attempts, earns about gets about 2.3% return. But we are notorious for creating liabilities. We will live in a $500,000 mansion, drive a $50,000 plus luxury car, come out of college with $100,000 in debt, carry recurring balances on our credit cards, and so on and so forth. And because we're worried about our credit, some of us will pay on time every time on debt, growing at 8%, 10%, 19% and higher, while our own savings earn so little. You see the problem? Why most people cannot get ahead? We must go through a paradigm shift, reposition our assets so that our money is growing like on the right column, and any debt that we have, we're paying them off at growth like what's on the left column, all right? So what do the wealthy know that normal people don't? If these are just two of the many concepts that we share, what other things do the wealthy know that normal people don't? And let's take a look at them. Do you know savings and investments, right? The difference between the different types of IRAs and retirement plans out there. For most people who are working today, the only form of retirement that they know is their 401k, and not realizing that they're paying a lot of, that the fees and charges that they pay, that those fees and charges could deplete or reduce their balances by up to 30%. They don't know that, right? Or the tax implication long term, right? Many have worked for different companies and have monies sitting in different buckets and not recognizing that they could roll over that money to make it work better for them. Do you understand how mutual funds work? And do you realize that if you are attempting to get safety but compromising growth, and not able to offset inflation and taxes, that you're safely losing money every day? Many people are planning for tomorrow based on the cost of living today, and that's a fatal mistake, because even though your account balance is growing, it's not growing fast enough to outpace inflation and taxes. And many of us will face the problem of living a long life without adequate income. Hey, I don't know about you, but that to me would be a miserable life. And I think the biggest fear for most retirees is possibly running out of money in retirement. With understanding and proper preparation, you can build up your future retirement. The wealthy also understand life insurance. Do you know life insurance? Do you recognize that there has been indeed significant evolution over the years, from term to whole life to universal life to variable universal life and now to index universal life? There's been a shift in focus from life insurance as a death benefit to more as a living benefit. Or are you still stuck in the 50s and 60s where you think of only term and whole life? The analogy would be like thinking that there are only pagers and flip phones today, now recognizing that we've evolved to smartphones that can do so much more. Same thing with insurance. Or are you relying strictly on the group insurance that's provided to you at your workplace? If you are, did you know that you may not be able to take that with you if you lose that job or if you transition from that job? Are you familiar with alternate methods like the dime method to calculate how much protection you need? Or are you walking around because you have insurance at work, not realizing that you may be grossly underinsured, right? Are you even insurable to begin with? You know, our world today is plagued with a lot of risk for developing critical and chronic illnesses today, right? 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women statistically have a risk of developing some form of cancer or something. I know a personal mentor of mine, 40 years old today. Last year at 39, I went through quintuple bypass surgery. He had 5 blockages in his arteries, but he was at peace because today he's completely uninsurable. But at the time, when he could, while he could, he got as much as he could to protect his family. Have you done the same? Have you heard about second to die policies or key person insurance or executive bonus plans for those business owners who are on the webcast today? Do you know how the wealthy play the game, how they leverage life insurance, cash value life insurance, right? The right kind as a repository for housing serious sums of money such that their contributions, the avoided taxes, and all the interest are able to grow tax deferred. They're able to access this money legally tax-free and able to transfer this money as a tax-free death benefit to their loved ones. Do you understand that? Or are you the type of person who buys insurance, puts it in the cabinet, and never looks at it again? You can learn how to properly protect your family. Let's talk about the tax issue of money for a second, because I don't care how you earn your money or where you put it. There are only 3 buckets that can house that money: tax now, tax later, tax advantage. The overwhelming majority of people have their money in the first 2, tax now and tax later, where their contributions and the gains are taxed. Or in the tax later plans, they expose themselves to access traps where they pay penalties, distribution traps, right? In the inherent tax traps where they're delaying and compounding their tax problems, and death traps in attempting to transfer this wealth. But the wealthy have their money, most of their money, in tax advantage programs. If you don't believe me, you'll find it interesting to know that more than 65% of the monies inside the umbrella of life insurance belong to less than 10% of the population. That's powerful. And today people talk about the top marginal tax rate being high, but I ask them, compared to what? Not too long ago, the top tax rate was over 70% in the 60s, right? And you look at our national debt today, you look at the fact that the number of workers per retiree has shrunk from 40 to 3 today, and the stress on those government programs. Do you think taxes will increase or decrease in the future? We don't know. But what are you doing to minimize your risk exposure to possible tax increases on the money that you're working hard to save and to build? You can learn how to manage these accounts because each of these buckets has a purpose that it serves, and you need to understand how to properly allocate your money. But what if you live too long? You know, today we're living longer. Statistically speaking, 2 out of 3 of us may live to see age 90 and beyond. Consequently, though, 2 out of 3 of us will trigger some form of long-term care. What are you doing to ensure that you don't run out of money? Are you familiar with how to use annuities and the lifetime income options that it provides to ensure that you don't run out of money. Did you know that former Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Ben Bernanke, had 2 of his biggest accounts in annuities? The rising cost of long-term care and how that can wipe you out. I don't care if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved up. Without the proper long-term care plan in place, it can wipe you out. Many people have filed bankruptcy in retirement because they triggered some form of long-term care, right? For those who may not be able to go through underwriting because of medical issues, are you familiar with final expense plans or even concierge services today that take that stressful burden of funeral arrangements and things like that away from your family in times of crisis, so they don't have to deal with funeral salespeople who are trying to upsell them and take advantage of a vulnerable situation? What about Medicare supplements, right? Or are you expecting the government or your children to take care of you if you live too long? Ladies and gentlemen, with proper planning, we can prepare for our golden years. Let's talk about education, the high cost of education, right? Today, 2015, those costs are pretty significant, if you can see my screen. And for the first time in our society, college debt has surpassed consumer debt, right? That's a big problem. Determining the most cost-effective, tax-efficient way to fund a college education is not always easy. You see, and many people just kind of hope that things will work themselves out. But the truth is, it is important to understand college costs, the admissions process, financial aid, and how to navigate this complex college funding system. Minimize your out-of-pocket costs. We cannot keep doing the same thing, spending and showering our kids with money and gifts and become unwilling to look into planning their future. We can take charge of our children's future. And I want to talk about legacy planning for a second, because the wealthy, if there's something that they do so well outside of accumulating, is protecting and preserving their wealth for generations. One of my friends talks about old money, that once old money was once new money. What are we doing? At some point, we have to make the decision to say, the buck stops here. That line of poverty stops with me, and I can create and protect and plan for generations to come, right? Normal people plan for a Saturday night, I hear, but the wealthy plan for generations. And if you think that you need millions of dollars or a lot of assets before you start thinking about this, think again. Who will care for your underage children? How will you keep an 18-year-old from spending his or her inheritance? Who gets your home? Who inherits all your bank accounts? Can you avoid family arguments over your belongings and keepsakes? Who will operate and own your hard-earned business that you put everything into? Who decides your health care or end-of-life decisions? Do you even have a will or trust or the appropriate documents in place? Because it doesn't matter what you said, what you promised, what you hoped for, or what you wished for. It only matters what you documented. And if without proper documented, your wishes may not be able to be carried out, and people without your interest or your family's vested interest could be making those decisions on your behalf. Why am I sharing all this with you? Because I want to share with you now the incredible privileges that exist by becoming an associate member of World Financial Group, like many of us and those who've invited you this evening. Personally, I've been a licensed member of World Financial Group since November of 2005, and it's been an incredible journey. I firmly believe in what we do, so much so that I have my own family and friends involved in this enterprise. To begin your career here, you would complete a membership agreement or application, and with a one-time administrative fee of $100, you can enjoy 3 tiers of membership here. I contrast this membership fee to what I have paid over the years to benefit in other things that pale in comparison to what I've been able to benefit here. So let's start first with the immediate privileges, right, of becoming a member here. You're able to earn discounts right away, corporate discounts on certain products and services that we use on an everyday basis. For those of you who might be AT&T service provider, a cell phone service provider users, you can enjoy a 22% discount on your cell phone plan here. If you're Verizon or Sprint, 15%. For others, your auto insurance, your health insurance, your pet, umbrella insurance, you can shop those things around. Find the best value for your money and save, right? Put in place your own legacy plan. your kids' college plan and get them on a path to work with coaches and secure their financial education, right? Just from recapturing some of the monies that we are already spending and overpaying, by saving some of those monies, we can redirect them. And did you know that if you could save $10 a day or $300 a month at an 8% rate of return, compounded monthly over the next 30 years, that you could have $500,000? Isn't that amazing? Now think about this. How many other people do you know who would also want to save more money on these products and services? What if you could show them or share with them how to do so? And in so doing, you earn referral income. And that allows you now to save more. Can you imagine what you could build up for your retirement? And I love the fact that we're able to enjoy training classes here at any one of our financial centers strategically located across North America. We offer training classes here. And I love that I've been able to benefit and enjoy and gain knowledge and strategies on things like insurance, the different kinds of insurance, investments, healthcare, education, and legacy planning, right? Contrast this to the traditional way that people attempt to learn. When they try to navigate the waters, they're bombarded with so much information and they're not able to make sense of what is real and what isn't. Others go to school and hope to come out with, first of all, a lot of student loan debt, and hope to go into an uncertain labor market, hoping to earn after learning. Here, you, through our financial centers and the classes we understand here, you can learn and you can put yourself in the position to earn while you learn. We offer a personal financial analysis, giving you information so you can plan your future, take care of your family first. Knowledge is wealth, but you won't be wealthy unless you understand how money works and you apply what you understand and what you learn. The enhanced privilege here, one step above those immediate privileges, is becoming a professional. The opportunity to build a financial services business. And let me tell you, this is a lucrative industry. If you want to share your knowledge and experience around a flexible time, commitment, and schedule and make more money, if you have that entrepreneurial spirit, if you want control over your time and your income, we can help you, just like I was helped here to get your licenses. And through our relationship, because of the size of our distribution, we're able to represent the best. In so doing, you can get appointed with some of the best companies out there that the industry has to offer. You can now educate and acquire and build up your client base, a large base of multi-product using clients, and build a big organization throughout the US and Canada. And I want to talk about our proven track record, because when it comes to earning income here, I love it that we're able to earn income now and build up income for tomorrow, right? On average, for our licensed members, we currently enjoy over $10 million in commissions paid out to us every week to the appropriately licensed individuals across North America. Almost 5,000 people earn over a six-figure income, and many of them, you'd find this interesting, are able to do this part-time, right? How many people out there part-time can earn a six-figure or put themselves in the position to earn a six-figure income? You can do that here. But make no mistake about it. Many of us have decided to make this a full-time business career, putting in our blood, sweat, and tears to build something. But for those of us who have transitioned to do that, it's incredibly rewarding. And I want to share some interesting statistics with you. 1 in 2 full-timers with us earns over 50 grand a year. 1 in 4 earns over 100,000 a year. 1 in 27 earns over $500,000 a year, and 1 in 79 earns over $1 million a year. That is powerful. I think in so doing, you can have the confidence to maybe start off here as a part-time member and transition to become full-time here with us. But you talk about the lifestyle. Some of my best friends, my associations, and my circle of influence now has been built in this environment, sharing it with people who share my vision and my goals. I'm immersed in an environment where I'm constantly reminded to save, build, preserve, grow, leave a legacy, whereas everywhere around us, we're encouraged in subtle messages to spend, 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 spend. You know, I want to talk to you about an incredible lifestyle, though. With those associations and all the learning, you're able to build an incredible lifestyle with people who care about you. Prior to coming here, I'd only been to one city, and that was Atlanta, Georgia by road. Since coming here, on my own dime, I've been able to travel to many cities. My airfare, meals, rental, gas, the whole nine tax write-offs. I'm legally able to earn more income and ethically able to pay less taxes because of being able to become a financial professional here and to build a business here. But it's even better when it's on the company's dime. And I've had a chance through participating and qualifying for some of the trips that have been offered. I've had a chance to travel to Hawaii, Jamaica. 3 years ago, I was in Vietnam and Cambodia, by far my best trip ever, right? 2 years ago, Paris. Last year, Thailand and Singapore. Earlier this year, Barcelona and Madrid. And if there are any soccer fans on this webcast today, you're familiar with FC Barcelona and that monster squad that they have. And I never thought in a million years that I would sit right there live and watch them play and watch them beat a team 6-0 while I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Not just me and my family, but with many others. That's the kind of lifestyle that you can put yourself in the position to have by being a member here. But I want to talk about the ultimate privilege, and we'll wrap this up. We are in a multi-trillion-dollar industry backed by a multi-billion-dollar company. Let me rephrase that. This is a multi-trillion-dollar industry with a T to the tune of 70+ trillion. Why? Because it's the source and the destination of every other industry. We're backed by Transamerica, which is part of the Aegon conglomerate, a multi-billion-dollar company with a B. This is one company. When you consider that some industries are billion-dollar industries, one company is a multi-billion, $540+ billion company. They give us a chance through their financial backing and brand recognition to do what we do in a complementary fashion, to provide the premier business platform for getting into and working in financial services. And because of that, you and I, if we choose to take advantage of this ultimate privilege, we can build a multi-million-dollar business. We want to revolutionize the financial industry to help resolve the consumer's dilemma of lack of understanding, planning, and support. So in conclusion, I'm sharing this with you to let you know that by paying a one-time $100 membership fee and an application, you can come here and compare provider financial products and services, reduce your debt and increase your savings, get educated on how money works, become your own money manager, have access to financial information, and obtain the know-how that successful people have, build a business by educating and helping people build a solid financial foundation, become financially independent, travel the world. I believe you have everything to gain here with us at World Financial Group. And like the great Bill Gates would say, if you're born poor, it's not your mistake. You can't control how you get into this world and what family you're a part of. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. Our platform, this wonderful company, is creating an environment that will eliminate ignorance as a possible excuse for not getting ahead financially. Moving forward, people would not and should not be able to say, I didn't know, no one told me, I didn't have access to. By being a member here, you have all these wonderful privileges that you can benefit from, and you can truly take control of your future. So I want to thank you for participating on this webcast today, and I want to ask you, let this not be good information that sounds good. It makes sense. You like it, but you take no action. Get back with the person who invited you this evening. Sit down with them. Get any other lingering questions answered, and very quickly put in your application to become a member with us. Come to any one of our financial centers across the country in the US and Canada. Come and learn, and let's join hands together and build something incredible. I look forward to serving many of you in the future as future clients of ours, and I look forward to building and celebrating many successes with you guys and joining hands as we build a new industry. Thank you once more. Have a good night, and God bless.